If you want to take your frustration out on drones, there's a business that'll allow you to do it. And it's in Phoenix, Arizona, a company known as Gnat Warfare Drones. What they do is they fly drones and they attach gunpowder to them, and then individuals can go and try to shoot them. If you do happen to shoot it, which is very, very difficult to do because these drones can travel up to 80 miles per hour, it actually explodes. They're not an easy target. Even the most experienced shooters have had trouble shooting them.
Okay, so it's a fun little story. At first, when I read the headline, I thought they were shooting their neighbor's drones.
No.
Like the neighbor's like, oh, I got a fun little drone. I saw a guy playing with it on a softball field the other day, right? And you're like, oh, nice drone. Or, okay, you're like, dude, that cost me a lot of money. No, it turns out that they're not, and they're using this sport. So first of all, I like that people are shooting at drones because maybe they can relate to Pakistanis and the people that live in Yemen, right?
Interesting.
Because those drones are weaponized, okay,
yeah.
and they shoot back. Mm-hmm. So you're doing it for sport. Imagine if that stuff's hovering above your head 24 hours a day, and every once in a while it drops a bomb on your family.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now, having said that, all that, this actually sounds like fun.
Yeah, I actually think that this is an awesome idea, and this is one of the rare instances where I can say the guns are used appropriately, right? There are people who are gun enthusiasts. Hopefully they have the guns legally, and they just want to shoot for fun, right? Mm-hmm. They're not going out there and shooting safari animals in Africa. They're in a controlled environment. They want to shoot the drones. And the reason why I mentioned the safari animal thing is because in that environment, shooting the animal is not hard at all. You're like in a helicopter or something, and you just shoot an animal that's like standing there. You know what I mean?
Sometimes they shoot lions and they're like, whoa, I'm such a badass, I shot a lion. A lion isn't scared of human beings, so you can walk right up to it and like shoot it in the head.
But in this case, it's actually challenging. You need to be a sharp shooter in order to get that drone, and then the drone explodes.
That's badass.
Yeah, so it's gonna be fun to watch, and I love it. And like, look, if we lived in a perfect world and we had common sense gun legislation, stuff like this, I'm totally in favor of. I have no problem with it, right? I have a problem when people use guns for stupid things, like stand your ground or defending themselves against like innocent people that are walking through a community neighborhood or gated neighborhood.
So, look, I'm with you. I actually have no problem with hunting. I have no problem with this. I'm sure that people would think my gun control laws are draconian if we ever lived in a world anywhere near where I would be relevant in gun control policy decisions.
Yeah.
But what I would do is I would allow you to either rent rifles, guns, etc., or to own them but keep them in a place where they're safe, where you can only go get them, like run by whatever, the government. Oh my God, the government. Just calm down, okay? And or it could be a private corporation, whatever, but it's locked away and it's not in your house, all right? And you go and then you take it out for sport. You know, as much as I'm for gun control, I've gone to gun ranges and they're fun. I get it, right? You want to do it for sport? I've done it many times. I've fired many different kind of weapons, right? Mm-hmm. This sounds like a ton of fun. You want to go out there and try to shoot something that's hard. A lot of the guys who are total gun enthusiasts in the story are like, damn, man, I thought it was a good shot. I couldn't shoot that thing. Or they'd hit the wing, but they couldn't hit the body. That's a sport. That's fun.
Yeah. I don't think I agree with you on this government facility that holds the guns. I think that's actually not a great idea.
Really? Why?
Yeah. The reason why I say that is because I do think that currently, with the sea of guns that we're swimming in, some people genuinely do want to have a gun for protection. And yes, we do a lot of stories where people leave their guns out because they're careless idiots and their children kill themselves or kill other members of the family. But if you have responsible people who have gone through background checks and they have illegally obtained the gun and they have proven that the gun is secured in a very safe place that is unattainable to the children, then I have no problem with them having it in the house, especially because there are scary ass people who might try to break into your home in the middle of the night and you might want to protect yourself.
So I understand that my policy proposal is totally unrealistic. Mm-hmm. Well, number one, politically it's massively unrealistic. No matter what you hear about, oh, Obama's going to take away your guns. No, they're not. Okay. They're not going to go within 100 miles of what I said. Second of all, it's kind of like the illegal immigration situation, right? Now, it would have been nice if we controlled our borders in the first place and everybody followed the law and they got in line like legal immigrants did, et cetera, right? But that ship has sailed. And so we're not going to round up all the immigrants and then send them back across the border. There's 11 million of them or so. It's just too hard to do. And my proposal, if it might have been nice in the beginning, but there's already 250 to 300 million guns out there.
Yep.
You're not going to grab them and put them in a government building. It's never going to happen. It's unrealistic. So given that we're already in a sea of guns, you're right, Anna. It seems unfair then to say, well, you can't have a gun in your house to protect yourself, when it seems like on average almost every American has a gun. That's not the case, of course, because some Americans have a ton of guns, right? And they skew the average. But the ship has sailed on my idea. It's impossible to do.
Yeah, I'm glad that you conceded to that.
Are we not the most reasonable show in America? Okay. Go ahead and shoot the drones, and you will not have Cenk Uygur's gun control policy.
Shoot the drones, not one another. How about that?
That's a nice slogan.